Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Hallowed Be Thy Game. Ren here, and today I just want to take a moment and look forward to the year 2022. There is a lot to be hyped about, especially if you are a JRPG fan, which, spoiler alert, yeah, I am. I wanted to go ahead and talk about things that are definitely coming out in 2022, and talk about the things that I am pretty positive are coming out right now. As of the recording of this video, it is December 13th, 2021, and here in a couple months, we got Elden Rain coming out, and that's the first game on the horizon that obviously I'm super stoked about. If you've been a fan of the channel for a little while, you know how much the Souls series means to me, and I'm really excited to jump into this entry that's definitely taking the series in a new direction with an open world format. Very much looking forward to getting lost in that. I know a lot of people here lately are kind of knocking games for everything going to an open world format, and I definitely understand that. However, this is Miyazaki and the Souls team we're talking about, and if anybody could do it justice, they definitely can. So I'm excited to kind of get that Breath of the Wild itch, but in a Souls format in the meantime. And then right at the same month, in February, I am so freaking hyped for Dust Diver 2. Oh my god. If you have any interest in Persona and action brawlers, then you have to give Dust Diver a shot. But seriously, Dust Diver is such an incredible kind of overlooked gem. I think in the truest sense of the word, I think Dust Diver is one of the best hidden gems on the Switch. Is it a perfect game? Obviously not. But I just had so much fun with it. There was a lot of heart and passion that went into it. It seemed like the perfect mix-up between like a Tokyo Mirage, Persona-like world and an action brawler. It was a lot of fun. Was it rudimentary? Sure, but man, it just hit that niche, adrenaline-filled fun factor that I need in a game. And Dust Diver 2 is coming out in February. I'm really hoping for a physical US release, but right now, if you're interested, PlayAsia has physical pre-orders going on, and it has English on the cart. So that's definitely something I'm hyped for and already pre-ordered. So 2022, I'm really kind of gonna try to dial back and hit my backlog more. So I don't have a ton of brand new releases or brand new experiences on this list, but one brand new game that's coming out next year, and I am so stoked about. I think the worldwide trailer just released yesterday on the 12th, and oh my god, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. Oh man, you guys know how much Tales of Arise just hit. I mean, it was my game of the year. I freaking love that game, and it looks like it's going to hit that itch. Just a beautiful open world. It looks like the characters are going to be fun and interesting, and that action RPG combat, mwah, chef's kiss, right up my alley. I really love just the grand open scenery and scope of the game. The action looks fun. It looks like kind of a mix-up between like an Ys combat style with some of the flair you would see in like Tales of Arise. So very much looking forward to Grand Blue Fantasy, and I cannot wait to see when that comes out. Right now, it's just a 2022 release window. I'm hoping it could be like mid-year or like fall release. I would love, obviously, earlier, but I just don't see that happening at this point. Now, to kind of mix up the formula a little bit, there is a visual novel coming out next year that I am super stoked about, and if you're a fan of the channel, you probably know what it is, and that's AI, the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. Holy moly. Did AI Somnium Files just completely sweep me away? I'm new to the visual novel genre, and I will say at this point, I am a fan of the genre. I was kind of like on the fence, but experiences like My Love, Somnium Files, the Nonary games, and right now I'm heading through the Danganronpa games. I know that there is absolutely games out there in the visual novels for me, and Somnium Files is maybe my favorite. Oh my god, I just cannot wait to see where they take the series next. And then we just saw the Game Awards. Now, I did state that I was disappointed with the Game Awards, but there was one game out of that whole list that has me hyped, and that's Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I am not a fighting game fan. However, I am slightly cuckoo bananas for Persona 4, and that whole cast. And you get the Persona 3 fighters in there. Great Googa Mooga. I am all in for that one. So I'm excited to kind of experience that story. I was gifted I think it's a 360 version by my friend Danik. And unfortunately, my 360 croaked a long time ago. That's a whole nother story. But I'm excited to dive into that and experience the sequel to it. Because, you know, this past year, or as depending on when you're listening to this, in 21, we got Persona 5 Strikers, which I freaking loved that sequel to Persona 5. And I hear very good things about Arena. So I'm stoked to experience that. And something that is 2 games that are not confirmed for 2022, but I'm very much hyped for, would be Breath of the Wild 2. Would be shocked if it does not release holiday next year. Was really hoping to have a name by now, but who knows? I mean, gosh, it would suck if it was early 23, but hey, I'll love it when I get it. And then Final Fantasy 16. No official release date at this point, but good lord, you get the Devil May Cry 5 action and mixed in with the Final Fantasy world and setting. Oh yeah, I'm right there for that. Now, I don't typically ever do like Kickstarters or anything like that, just because I'm pretty new to Kickstarter. I don't really know much about it. But one game I had to jump in on, and I'm very excited to be one of the backers on it, is Sea of Stars. And I cannot wait to get my hands on this. I am dying for a Chrono Trigger remake and port to the Switch. Maybe give it like a Trials of Mana look and feel. But keep that same awesome playstyle. However, I say that to say, I am dying for a Chrono Trigger fix, and Sea of Stars is exactly that. You have the music from Chrono Trigger, you have the look and the feel, the combat. The world looks so vibrant and alive. It looks like essentially nostalgia incarnate. On this hallowed gaming channel, I'm always kind of looking for that experience. And Sea of Stars is right up my alley. I can't wait to just immerse myself in that experience and world. It's coming out, to my knowledge, 2022. I don't believe there's an official release window for that, but on the Kickstarter campaign, that was kind of the projected release window for it. So very much hyped for that, and I'm about to mispronounce it, but Elludian Chronicle? I don't know. I'm sure someone will let me know in the comments. As someone who missed out on the Suikoden or Suikoden series, I've always regretted that. They're out of my price range now, and I need to just go ahead and just I see if I can get them digitally or something. I know they're just one of the most beloved series of all time, but I'm really excited to try this series out. The combat and presentation of this game looks off the chain. I cannot wait to get it in my Switch. Sweet Lord. Now, there is one game that I am going to go ahead and say is coming out in 2022. And it is a bit of a reach. However, there is a recent leak, quote unquote, maybe this week, that essentially gives my mind all it needs to just be convinced it's going to happen. And that is a Persona 3 remake or remaster. Now, I want to take the rest of this video's time and talk to you about how excited that makes me. There's been some talk on Twitter that there could, maybe, who knows, at some point, maybe all of the mainline Persona titles will come to consoles. It needs to happen. These games are so beloved by their ravenous fanbase for a reason. They have captivated an entire generation of gamers, and if you have played and experienced Persona 3, you know just how life-altering that story and ending can be. Me and my friend Danik, we still will just message each other from time to time and say, hey, still reeling from the ending of Persona 3, even years later. Persona 3 is a mature storyline with a god-tier combat system, incredible characters, and it has a lot to offer. Obviously, Tartarus is not the best in dungeon design, doesn't age really well, but I don't think that's things that could hold it back. I think that with a remake or remaster, even just some visual flair to different sections of Tartarus, I think it would be just fine. Just like how Persona 4 Golden and its castles hold up. I mean, essentially, it's the same hallway over and over again with just different colored walls. However, it's freaking Persona 4. It's awesome. Who cares? It's the same for me in Persona 3. Now, a lot of people are talking right now that it's probably going to be a port of Persona 3 Portable. I'm personally extremely hopeful that they will take Persona 3 FES, which for those of you who may not know, FES is essentially the extension of the base game. It has a 3D environment, you get to run around everywhere, and has an added-on section of the story that kind of extends the story a little bit. A lot of mixed feelings on that. I've never played The Answer, which is the extended story of FES. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings on it, and not all of them are good. However, it is a complete game, complete with like fully fleshed out anime cutscenes. You know, it's a complete experience. However, you're not able to control your party members, and you don't have access to the female protagonist route, which brings in Persona 3 Portable. In Portable, you had access to two different story routes. You could either play as a male or female, and it didn't just change dialogue options. You got to have different confidant relationships and storylines. You got to meet like Vincent from Catherine in the bar. You know, there's just a whole lot brought to the package with Persona 3 Portable, and you can control your party members fully. The only downside is that while you're not in Tartarus, it's essentially a visual novel, and you move around in a menu-based system with a cursor. And the cutscenes are literally just a PowerPoint slideshow of the anime cutscenes from FES. So while it makes great improvements, in order to fit it on the PSP, they had to make those concessions. For me, I think it only makes sense, and I think it would just be an absolute game changer, is to just combine the two with a definitive remaster. So I'm going to go ahead and hope right now that it's going to be a Persona 3 Remaster Definitive Edition and combine all the best elements from FES and Portable together. A lot of people think, well, I don't know if they take enough time to do that, this or that. I get it, but I really think that with the hype of Persona and how well Golden has done on Steam, I think eventually we're going to see Golden come to all consoles, and potentially a Persona 3 Remaster Definitive Edition come to all consoles as well. At least Sony, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. That's my hope. Is it a crazy off-the-wall hope? Yeah, I'm sure. Like I've made videos about it before. Who can tell what Atlus is thinking? God, I love them so much, but you know, they're essentially chaotic neutral. You know, you can never tell what they're going to do. But like, I love them. I love Atlus. I love the Persona games. And Persona 3, I think, is just out of reach for modern-day JRPG fans who may not have a Vita or a PS3 or something like that to where they could play it in an easy manner. I mean, PS3, like a backwards compatible PS3 is freaking like monstrous priced right now on eBay. And you know, I mean, it's just a little more difficult. And instead of forcing people to resort to emulation or stuff like this, just make it accessible to them, you know. And I'm hoping that we could see these things come to Switch, especially. Now, obviously, I love Sony and PlayStation as well. I'm sure they'll come there as well, but you know, the mobile gaming format is just too convenient for me to overlook. Anyways, these are just my hopes and predictions for 2022. I'm hoping it burns all of our dread. But how about you? What is the one game you're looking forward to that is definitively announced for next year? And what's one game, remake, remaster, or new announcement you would love to see in 2022 that's probably not been announced yet? Anyways, like this video if you liked it. Thank you so much for subscribing. The support for the channel has just been fantastic. I just want to welcome all the new members to the channel. And I am so excited for my second year on YouTube, making content at least. And thank you guys so much for this wonderful first year on the channel. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs, but you know, being able to nerd out with you guys online is always a blast. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all next time.